This week on the Sunday Ride, it is time for the last week. The last week back home. Back to the place where it all started. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Well, a very good morning everybody, right from the city center of Paris. What a view to start the week, isn't it? And it's not just any week, it is gonna be the last one. The last week riding back home, back to the Netherlands where it started almost 2 years ago, and now it's time to end it again. It is pretty unreal, but it is the way it is. One more week to go, so one last time. Let's go. So about 2 years ago I was in the planning and preparation phase of this trip, and I did one big test ride from Amsterdam to Paris, and right now I'm roughly taking the same route back home, in opposite direction though. But even though I just left Paris, things kind of starting to become more familiar already. So I'm now on my way to Lille, where I will stay with Simon, and he happens to be my first warm showers host ever, and he invited me again, so he's gonna be the last warm showers host of this trip as well. Very excited to see him. He's gonna try and fetch me somewhere in front of Lille, and then we ride to his house together. Great stay with Simon and Un. It was really great to see them again, and for me it's time to move on again. And actually, as we speak, by crossing this river, I'm crossing back into Belgium, and my plan is to cross the entire country in one day. So by the end of the day, hopefully I'll be back in the Netherlands. 677 days it has been since I left my home country on day 4 of this expedition, and now I'm back, baby.
weather gods have been welcoming me back with some good old Dutch weather. Rain, cold, and of course a decent dose of headwinds. But while I was conquering that amazing Dutch winter weather, I've been passing through some very nostalgic areas for me. For example, I've been nearby the place I was born and where I grew up. I've been through the town where my grandma used to live. I passed by the restaurant where I had my first job. So very, very familiar sights, and it already feels like coming home. And speaking of which, tonight I'll be staying with Karim, and Boy will be there as well. And if you've been following this adventure for long enough, you know them from the rides in Turkey, Georgia, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, a whole bunch of them, so the usual suspects. And yeah, can't wait to see those guys again and feel even more at home. Well, this is it, everyone. This is the last time I'll be talking to you directly on this series, because by now I've nearly made it to Haarlem, which is just about 25 kilometers shy of Amsterdam, and from the place where it all started about 2 years ago. And so I'm finishing up this ride. I'm about to close this loop and complete my circumnavigation by bike. It feels like the end of an era, but it's definitely the end of a very wild expedition around this planet. From sliding around in wintertime in the Alps, to being rescued in the Nevada desert in summer, from almost being arrested in Iran, to a heavily armed police escort in Pakistan, from hiking up to Mount Everest base camp, to swimming with whale sharks in Indonesia. It's been wilder than my wildest dreams and better than I could ever have imagined. And I'm so grateful I got this opportunity, and I'm so happy to have shared all these adventures with you at home. And thank you for following along. Thank you for all your positive feedback. To say that I make you guys happy with my videos, to say that I inspire you with my videos, it is the biggest compliment you could give me. So once again, thank you so much for following along. Now, if you're not subscribed to this channel,
please consider doing so. I'll be still updating you guys with a lot of things, new projects coming up, but also the school project, of course, the fundraiser. I'll be updating you with all of that. And for now, there's only one ride left, one ride to Amsterdam to close the loop, which I'll be saving for the 75th and last episode of this series. So I hope to see you there, and I'm happy you enjoyed the ride, and I'll see you in the last one.